Okay. Yay. So hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see you here. I am Anca Pal, for those of you who don't know me, and I am a certified access consciousness facilitator and a relationship and different facilitator. So this is a free intro Zoom for you. It will be under an hour, so maybe 10 minutes to the top of the hour will finish. So translators have more work to do. They are working. But what can we change in this almost an hour? So everything that is, and all the projections and expectations and decisions and judgments and separation that we all have about this, can we please let it go, destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poke, all nine shows, boys and beyond. And these very strange words that I just said very fast, that even English-speaking people maybe did not get them. It's called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, and then you can find about it more info on this website, theclearingstatement.com. So basically, the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, it's an access consciousness tool. It's designed to bring energies and clear them. So this is what it does. It's not for your logical mind, it's for your monkey mind that it's behind, and it's very strange. It's one of the things that made me give me a question mark in my head when I first hear it. When I attended my first access consciousness class, I said, what is this crazy mambo jumbo words? So I thought I went to the loony house, but it was not the loony house. It was just the house of people who choose different, who choose to have fun, who choose not to judge themselves and not to judge other people, and choose to use some tools to create something different in their life. This is what access consciousness is about. So access consciousness has tools for everything that you would like to change: your body, your money, your relationships, a lot of energetical tools, body processes. It starts with the access bars, which are the 32 points on your head, and energetic facelift, which is really nice body process, very relaxing, and has very beautiful results. So this was just an intro for people who are not familiar with access tools. So you find more about this on Access Consciousness website, on my website, ancapal.com. So you find it explained a lot. So this seminar will be about relationship, all about relationship and what is that for you. So please, if you have questions, you are free to ask them, because I don't want to be like a monologue. So we will use the tools to facilitate some change. So let's do this clearing again. All the projections, expectations, decisions, judgments, separation, and rejections that we have about each other, that we have about ourselves, that we have about this seminar, can we please destroy and uncreate them all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poke, all nine shoes, boys and beyonds. And what can we hear? What can we create together? So I'm asking these questions, and question is another tool from Access Consciousness. In Access, you say your point of view creates your reality. So we have a lot of points of view, of course. We have points of view about our bodies. We have points of view about money. We have points of view about relationship. We have points of view about everything. Yeah, about COVID, about vaccines, about everything. We have points of view. Yeah, and your points of view create your reality. This is what you get from Access. So when we find ourselves to be in a point of view, we look at this and see, is this point of view even true? Or is it real? How many points of view we have that we believe in them, and they're not even true, or they're not even real. But we go into battle for our points of view. So what else is possible? What else is possible? It's a question, it's an access tool. Instead of staying in one point of view, you can ask a question. When you ask a question, you invite the universe and invite everything around you to show you the way. There is this law, ask and you shall receive. It's a universal law. So when you ask a question, you invite the universe to provide you with a lot of possibilities. And you don't have to know the answer. So when we ask questions, it's not about finding the answer, but you will get some awareness. You can get it in a second, or you can get it in a year, but you will get it. So, okay. So what is your question? What would you like to find out tonight? What would you like to talk about concerning relationships? Is there anybody who would like to say something? Please unmute yourself. So is this a silent Zoom? Or maybe if we have questions in the language Zooms. We have, tonight we have Russian translation, and thank you, Yulia, and we have Romanian translation. Thank you, Stelian. And we have Slovenian translation. Thank you, Kaya. And Adriana, she's translating into Croatian. Yeah, okay. So thank you all translators for doing this. So, okay, then I will talk, and then if you have a question, please stop me or write it in the chat and we can address it. So, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, Sneža. And Sneža is my friend, and she's the host for my class, for this class that we are going to create by the end of the month, actually. Sneža, do you have a question?
I just wanted to say that class already started. I had 2 dates in a few days. So, okay, it's possible.
And how does it get even better than this?
Yes.
So actually, I was looking at this topic. A lot of people, see, we have lots of registration for this Zoom, and still people are not so much willing to ask questions. So why is this? This topic of relationship asks you to be kind of vulnerable. And what is that? Vulnerability, it's one of the things that you need if you would like to have a relationship with somebody. It's like in Access, you get these 5 elements of intimacy. So in order to have a relationship with somebody, you need to be vulnerable. And what is that, being vulnerable? Means, just being with somebody without any walls that we put in front of ourselves. And these walls are not made of bricks, they are made of, energy. And they are points of view and judgments and projections and expectations. So we just keep each other separated. So we don't allow closeness and we don't allow intimacy and communion with somebody. Okay, I will talk about this more, but I see Veronica, she has her hand raised. So Veronica, would you like to ask a question? Okay, thank you.
I have a question about leadership. I was on the bar class 2 days ago, and I recognize that the leadership for me is about control and about the fact that I should rule another people. But I understood that it doesn't work, and it may be about allowance to other people be bigger than they are. But I don't catch how to be this energy and how to go to this energy.
So, okay. So first, all the definitions and points of view and reference points that you have about leadership, would you please destroy and uncreate them all? Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all anxious, boys and beyonds. And everything that you misidentify and misapplied leadership, that isn't actually. Would you please destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all anxious, boys and beyonds. Yeah, you see, we have all kinds of definitions about words. And in the foundation class, which is also a class from Access Consciousness that you can take after you did the bars class, there is this chapter called Definition of Words. And where you see that the words that you use create your reality and create, everything that comes, that you have around you. So when we use leadership, your definition of leadership sounds more like dictatorship. Yeah. So we used to be a communist country also, so maybe we have something in common. So everywhere we put the equal sign between leadership and dictatorship. Can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shows, boys and beyonds. Yeah. So this answered your question, or you would like more info?
Maybe there are some vulnerability in the allowance. Are the people just to be what they are? And I have a sense that I can be this energy, but I just maybe don't choose it just in full or as much as I can.
Okay, and you would like to choose more, I would get.
Yeah.
So, when we come into this world, we are like this baby, a bundle of joy. We are happy and we smile and we giggle, and we don't have judgments about anything. Like, somebody lays on top of you $1 million or euro or whatever, and you're just as happy as you used to be before that. So you don't care that money or that bills, they are just paper and they look funny, but they don't have any significance. Also, if like a 300 kilos person comes to you and talks to you and smiles at you, you smile back to her and you communicate in this way. So as a child, we don't have any judgments. As a baby, we don't have any judgments. But then in this reality, we learn to judge. It's like the first things that we are taught. You don't do that because you will be a bad girl. Don't do that. No, no, no. And then you are learned to judge yourself a lot. So what if we don't have to be perfect? Because nobody is. I haven't seen anybody who is perfect. So start with yourself. Have allowance with yourself, because we're talking about elements of intimacy that you say that you would like to have more. And all of us, because to have a relationship with somebody, you need to have these elements. And one of them is allowance. Allowance means interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this judgment about me. Interesting point of view, I'm not good enough. Interesting point of view that I have to be, I don't know who. Interesting point of view that you are like this. Interesting point of view that he is like this. Interesting point of view that this thing is like this. So allowance starts with being interesting point of view. And Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access Consciousness, he says that if you choose to be interesting point of view and use this tool for every thought, feeling, emotion that you have for about a year, then you will have no problems in your life. Then everything you see today as a problem, it will melt away. Why? Because most of the things that we say it's a problem, we make it to be a problem. If somebody would say, oh, they are depressed because they quit their job. Okay, they are in depression, they quit their job, or they were, let go of the job. So what's right about this, I'm not getting, why you have to make everything wrong? We start with making things wrong, make ourselves wrong, and then make other things wrong. So if you start to use the interesting point of view tool, you see that nothing is a problem. We just make it to be so. So just start first with yourself. Every judgment you have about yourself, interesting point of view, I have this judgment about myself. And ask and you shall receive applies here also. Universe, show me what allowance truly means. What is allowance for me? Universe, show me. And then you ask this for the universe. And then you will be more aware on the moments where you are in allowance. And also you will be aware of the moments where you are not. And this is not about you to judge yourself, but it's about, I didn't choose allowance here. Okay, I choose judgment. So what else is possible? And how does it get even better than this? And how can I change this? So it's a step by step, and consciousness, it's every second choice. Like you can, in every moment, in every second, you can choose to be conscious, or you can choose to be unconscious and unaware. But sometimes these moments of unawareness, of unconsciousness, can cost you like millions of years of suffering. But hey, what else is possible? So that's why we use the tools as much as we can. And of course, we'll never be perfect, but we will be a lot better than when we used to be. You know, I've been doing Access for, I don't know, 7 years now, and my life improved in every way, and the life of people that choose Access improved in every way. So, you know, keep on doing it, and don't be too hard on yourself. You will not be perfect, nobody is. And start with yourself. This did I answer your question?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you for asking. So yeah, allowance is the first element or one of the first elements of intimacy. And you cannot have allowance for the other if you don't have it for yourself. You know, start with yourself. And then you really need to have it for the other. How can you have a relationship with somebody when you are judging its every move, its every behavior? You know, it's hard. You're going to go crazy. So, and some people could ask, okay, but where is the line between allowance and a deal breaker? You know, where should I stop? You know, allowance doesn't mean that you are a doormat and people just step on you when you're, oh, interesting point of view, you're stepping on me. So yeah, allowance is not about this. Allowance, you can say without judging them, you know, this doesn't work for me anymore. So stop and change something. So you don't have to be nobody's doormat, not even yours. So everything that is, and everywhere we are misidentifying and misapplying allowance with being a doormat. Can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and poke, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. So then when you have it for you, you can have it for somebody else. And you know, these elements of intimacy, they apply in any relationship. You don't need to be in a relationship with a partner, lover, husband, or whatever, but also with them. This applies with any relationship, with a good friend, or, you know, with a pet. It's very easy to be in allowance with your pets, you know, cats and dogs. Oh, you love them, you're in allowance with them. They can do anything almost. But if your boyfriend or husband does it, then it's a problem. So, you know, you are in allowance, but then when something is a deal breaker, and you know what that is for you, for everybody, it's something different. Then it's a deal breaker. So you don't have to stay in a bad relationship just to be in a relationship, you know, like most people do. But any relationship, doesn't matter what is your state of your relationship now, it can change if you use these tools. It can change. Like last week, I was just talking to a friend. We have like a friendly chat, a friendly conversation. And she was having some hiccups in her marriage. So I just gave her a few questions, and mostly about allowance and about not judging the other so much, and not, you know, when somebody is doing something and then you misinterpret what they are doing. Yeah. And it's very easy to go into conflict, especially when you are tired and you have small kids and you have all this energy surrounding you. A lot of reasons. Yeah, but with these tools you can change. And after this short chat, friendly conversation, she improved. She improved something. She changed something. So how does it get even better? Anna Maria, you want to ask a question?
Sure. And I want to say I'm usually the person that talks a lot, so I'm practicing not talking a lot today. And I came into the training and I was like, I just wanted to be with you. So I was like, I didn't even think about the topic. The one question that I have, because there's so, you know, me including, but when I work also with people, sometimes this allowance becomes part of like they're almost a destructive when they allow. Like I like to know a little bit more when the allowance almost goes into the shaming, like I'm misinterpreting something. When we give too much allowance, can you speak a little bit? Because sometimes when we go into I'm misinterpreting, I am maybe misunderstanding, and we are giving too much allowance to the other, almost like, is there such thing as too much allowance? And I'm pretty much a virgin in the field of this, you know, access bars. So is there a concept of too much allowance when that comes to harm us, or is you kind of address that too?
So I couldn't say that too much allowance would harm you, an opposite, but it goes to what is your definition about allowance and too much allowance. So all the definition and reference points you have about being an allowance and having too much allowance, can you please destroy and uncreate? Right, wrong, good and bad, podem, pokon, nashes, boys and men. You just have to agree in your head. It doesn't matter. And if you don't want to, it won't clear. So I guess that what you are saying, it goes more to that being tolerant to somebody. But this tolerance actually, so what's the difference in Access, we talk about being in alignment, agreement, resistance, and reaction. So when you hear something, usually we align or agree with that subject if we like it, or we resist and react if we don't like it. Let's say, I don't know, on the cigarettes pack, it says the cigarettes create, the smoking creates cancer, yeah? So you read this. And in your head, you already have a point of view about this. If you align or agree, this information goes into your brain. In Access, we call it the implant band. So you are implanted with an idea. It doesn't matter what idea. So you get implanted with an idea that smoking is killing you or creates cancer. So every time you smoke, then you have this guilty feeling, and it's building up, and then you might get sick after a while. The opposite of alignment and agreement is resistance and reaction. No, smoking is not killing me. No, this is not true. I will not get sick. But this is, you see, there is a reaction, there is a charge, an energetical charge here. And, people think that when they resist and react to something, they try to prove that that thing is not true. But actually, how can you resist and react to something that doesn't exist? So when you resist and react to something, first you have to align and agree that that thing exists, so you can fight it. So this is the other part of the coin, the plus and the minus, that they all get implanted, these ideas, into your head. So the freedom is in an interesting point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view about cigarettes. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view about smokers. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view about him or her or whatever, or that smoking kills, or this is the tool to be outside of the point of view. And I will give you a different explanation. When you are in allowance, when you are interesting point of view, it's like you are a rock in the stream. And the stream, everything that the others are doing just flows by you, goes by, and you are still there. When you are in agreement and alignment, you are like a plastic bottle on the stream, and the water just takes you anywhere it wants. And when you are in resistance and reaction, you try to stop the water, but it's so much water, you will get tired. So this is what we call allowance in Access Consciousness. So what you were saying was more like tolerance, but tolerance is, I'm not saying something now because maybe I don't have the energy, or I don't want to create a conflict, or this or that. But then in my head, I already have a resistance and reaction because I don't like your behavior, but I'm not saying something. So this is resistance and reaction. So it's not allowance. You can see the difference. So,
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I find myself that the question that I sometimes have, because I am a person that allows almost everything, And sometimes that comes the question, because I think culturally it's not very supportive to be a person like when somebody comes and, you know, I kind of resonate with what you said. I recognize the resistance. So I will explore it with that curiosity that you suggest. We used, in my trainings, we use the word curiosity, but I like I think it's kind of similar when you say interesting point of view, because it's kind of the same sort of feeling. But I found, and sometimes I question myself, am I too, like, so I love the fact that you said I can't be too tolerant or too allowing, right? Because most of the time, a lot of the things I see a lot of allowance for me. And I think sometimes culturally we are expected to have more resistance or to have more opinions or to have this right and wrong. And I think you almost feel like you are a minority when you are more allowing. So I don't know if other people feel it, but I feel like, oh, you should be more judgmental. It sounds like culturally it's more expected for us.
Yeah. Anna
so
Maria, you are describing exactly this reality. So this
Yeah.
reality and this reality with relationships, you know, is the reality of judgment, as you say, is the reality of conflict, is the reality of competition. I have to be greater than you and whatever.
Yeah.
So this is this reality. What we are doing with access tools, we are going beyond this reality. What does this mean? You know, this reality is like a box, and in the box we only know what we know, and nothing gets created in the box. Everything that God created, all the innovation, everything was outside of the box. Somebody had to come and say, hey guys, maybe this thing can be done different. And these were the weirdos of this world. They were always seen as being weirdos, as being too strange, you know, genius people who are like always like maybe dying alone because nobody gets them and whatever. So yeah, in Access, we have a name for these people. And we talk in Access about human and humanoids. And it's a concept. It's like there are two different species on this planet. And it's
Well,
just
tell
a
me
name.
about my people.
Yes, but I will tell you. So the humans are the kind of people that they will judge everything. And they will say, oh, look at her. Look what her hair. Look what she did. Look where she went for holiday. Where did she get the money from or whatever? Now, humans are the people who always use judgment and they always judge. And they're like, they can go to a job for, I don't know, all their life, come home, watch television, drink beer. And for them, life is perfect. And then there is the other category of people, we call them humanoids. And the humanoids, they don't have a problem with other people. They don't judge other people, but they judge themselves. And no matter how much they do, no matter how much they work, even if they do more in one day than other people can do in a week, they still say, oh, I did not do enough. I could have done more. So yeah, so they don't judge other people, they judge themselves. And these are the people that come with innovations in science, in culture, architecture, everything. So we are just different like this. And usually people who ask questions and who desire a different reality are the humanoids. Humanoids are, what else can we create? So the humanoids that are in Access Consciousness are asking, what else can we create with relationship? Because I look around and I don't see too many happy relationships around. And why is that? Why is that? Because people like to stay in relationship even if they are bad for different reasons. That is maybe, you know, I don't know, we share the rent or the mortgage together, or I don't know, I don't have a place to go if I go from here, but I hate you. Or all kind, or we have kids together, so we have all kind of crazy ideas to stay together. And it doesn't mean that you have to break up, but it means you can change something, and you have to start with yourself. So blaming the other, it's not going to create more. And when you start with yourself and you start to look at your choices, look at what your points of view are, look at your behavior, you gain more awareness about this. And when you get more aware, usually people around you get more aware, and then usually things change also for the relationship. So what we are aiming to do with these tools is to create a different relationship, different kinds of relationship beyond this reality. And a relationship that it's based on, first of all, it's based on these elements of the intimacy. And I talk about allowance. And I started to talk about vulnerability. And vulnerability is this state of being without walls, without barriers, and just, you know, being with each other, and don't try to be somebody else, somebody you are not, you know, just show yourself as you are. This doesn't mean that you have to tell all your secrets to the world. Like now I'm going to tell you all my secrets. So it's not about this, but it's about not trying to be perfect. And when you have no walls, no barriers, then you allow yourself to receive. And the receiving, it's something that it's not very good done in this reality. We don't know how to receive. Maybe some people are taught this, but me as a kid, I was not taught to receive. I was taught that receiving is wrong and you are not allowed to ask for anything. So everything that brought up, that this brought up, let's please destroy and uncreate, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and poker, nations, poison, and beyond. But when we have these walls, with these barriers, and we don't allow ourselves to receive, you cannot receive the person that is near you. You see people in marriages, first they are together and they are so much in love, and then, oh my God, I loved you so much, and blah, blah, blah. And after that, when this feeling goes away, after a while, they start to separate from each other. They create these walls between each other. And what are these walls? Where are they coming from? Well, they're mostly coming from judgments. You know, when you are in a relationship and you start to judge yourself, cutting parts of yourself, would he like me if I do this? Or he likes fishing, okay, I will go fishing even though I hate it. Or whatever, you know, whatever that is for you. You start to cut parts of yourself, or you stop doing things that you love just because now you are in a relationship and then you have to do everything together. But really, do you have to do everything together? So is this a true, or is just a crazy point of view, insane point of view that we take, that we have to do everything together just because we are in relationship? And then the judgment starts. You know, first in the beginning there is no judgment. I see you, you see me, we like each other. Oh, great, let's be together. And then the judgment starts. And when we are in judgment, first of all, judgment is the opposite of awareness. When you are in judgment, you have a lot of points of view, and you have it about yourself. Maybe you think that you are not good enough for the other, or whatever points of view you have, or you have points of view about the other person. Anyway, these judgments, they start building these walls. And then we have projections and expectations. So usually, you know, when you project something on somebody, and we are all so aware beings, like in access consciousness, you learn that 99% of your thoughts, feelings, emotions do not belong to you. They belong to somebody else, but you're so aware. It's like when you want to call a friend and you pick up the phone, or before you pick up the phone, you get a feeling or a state of mind. And when you call them, you see that they have that feeling or that state of mind. Or you enter a room and you have a certain, you feel a certain vibe there. You know that somebody had an argument, even if nobody tells you something about this. It's just, this is your awareness. You are so aware of thoughts, feelings, emotions of a lot of people around you. So when you project and expect something from your partner, he's also aware and he knows that you're projecting that on him and you expect that from him. And you know, usually if your partner is a humanoid, when you project and expect something from a humanoid, do you know what he will do? He will say, no, just because you say it, I will not do it. Because we don't like people to tell us what to do. Humanoids are crappy at following orders. That's why we like to be our own boss and, you know, start our own company and whatever. We are crappy at following orders. So when you have a projection expectation about me, I don't want to do it. I want to be who I want to be. And the same with kids. If your kids are humanoids, and most likely they are, when you project and expect something from them, they will say no. And you know how to manipulate or how to manipulate a humanoid, how to make him give you what you want. You just say, oh, I don't think you can do that. And then he will say, oh, I'll show you. So yeah, relationship is also a little bit about manipulation, if not a lot, if not all of it. So everything that this brought up, can we please destroy and uncreate? Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pocal, anxious, boys and yes. And I won't have time to speak about all these aspects, but I'll speak about them in the relationship done different masterclass that I will do from by the end of January, from 28 to 31st, 31. Yeah. Okay. So okay, where were we? So I was saying this projection and expectations, they also create judgments and separation. Why? Because if the person gives you what you project and expect from them, then you say, oh, you are happy with it. Oh, you are great, you are amazing, or I am great, I'm amazing, because they give me what I need, what I want, what I'm asking for, even without asking. If they don't give you what you project and expect, then judgment follows, and judgment creates separation. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough, you're not giving me this. It's like your husband cooked for you a very nice meal when you come home, but he didn't wash the dishes. So you go home and you find the house smelling delicious meal he prepared for you, but the dishes are all dirty, all piled up in the sink. And you have a fixed point of view that dishes should be washed, and I expect you to think, to know that I need you to wash the dishes. So I come home, I have dinner, but no dishes, no clean dishes. So I will be disappointed, very disappointed. I will try not to show you that I'm disappointed, but I will be. So that this creates judgment. I will judge you. You're stupid, you're not good enough, you didn't know enough to clean the dishes also. Or I will judge myself, oh, I don't deserve him to wash the dishes. So you see how crazy are we? We are all but crazy in relationships. So yes, so this is how projection expectation creates separation and start to build up these walls. And when we have these walls, we are not having vulnerability anymore in the relationship. And then we stop receiving from each other. Like a lot of people say, oh, I said the same thing to my husband and he didn't listen, but you come and say the same thing to him and he listens to you. So why is that? Why is that? Because in this relationship, a lot of walls were created, so people stopped receiving from each other, and then they stopped doing sex also, because sex in this reality is it's a form of receiving. Like you allow to receive something from the other when you have sex, but receiving is not all about sex. It's just sex is just a minor part of receiving. You can have a lot of receiving even if you don't have sex. But in a relationship, this is what happens. That's why partners start to get far away from each other, because we don't function from vulnerability anymore. We pretend to be something else and we don't say what we would like, and so on. So this is like the second element of intimacy. Another element is trust. Trust yourself first. Trust that you will do exactly what your head will put you to do. This is trust. Trust doesn't mean blind faith. And trusting your partner means, to know that he will do exactly what he will do, not what you expect him to do. Most of us, when we say, oh, I trust you, that means, oh, I trust you. You won't do what I don't want you to do. You won't, I don't know, look at other women or do this or that because I trust you. This is blind faith, and you might get disappointed. when you are having blind faith. You have to be, you have to trust yourself and trust the person around you that they will do exactly what they will do, not what you want them to do. So this is trust. And another element that it's really important, it's gratitude, you know, and also starts with yourself. Just, you know, be grateful for everything you created until now. We are not perfect. Even when we learn the access tools and we start using them, we're not going to use them every day, or maybe we're not going to use them in some shitty moments because, I don't know, maybe it's not the time, or we forgot about them, or whatever. But nobody's perfect. So what if you start to be grateful for yourself? For everything that you chose until now, your life as it is, good or bad or ugly or pretty, it's your creation. So if you could create all of this, what else could you create? So anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive this, what other possibilities you have, can we please destroy and uncreate? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and poke, online, shorts, boys and beyond. Yeah, so start being grateful for yourself, because you are an amazing creator and you can create anything you desire. You just need some small tools, and, you know, look at people who have succeeded in their life in different aspects, in different areas of their life, with money, with relationship, with body, with anything, and see, every person has some knowing that you can gain from. So what can you gain, and what contribution can we be to each other, and what else can we create? So this is gratitude. And when you are grateful for the person near you, for your husband or kids or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, you know, you cannot have gratitude and judgment in the same time. So gratitude is the killer for judgment. You kill judgment when you have gratitude. If you wake up every day and you have like a gratitude list, start with a gratitude list. You can put in your gratitude journal like 10 things or 20 things or 5 things every day. What are you grateful for today? About you, about your partner, about your kids. And you know, in Romanian, we have a saying, it's to the ungrateful person, his gifts are taken away. Like, what is this saying about? Is that the universe provides us and gifts us continuously. But when we have gratitude and we recognize the gifts that we have received, then we are more open to receiving even more, and the universe is more willing to gift you because you receive the gifts. You are grateful for it. It's like when you give something to a friend. If you see them being happy with the gift that you gave them and smiling and being so open and receiving your gift, this also makes you happy. And you say, oh my God, it's so awesome to gift this person something. So what else can I give them? And then you will give them something else because you like the way that they receive. But if they don't receive your gift, if they're like, okay, whatever, oh, you shouldn't have, oh, you know, then you say, okay, fuck off. I'm not going to gift you anything anymore. You're not receiving my gift. So it's the same with the universe. When you start being grateful for yourself and for your life, then more of what you ask for comes into actualization. So how does it get even better than that? So I was talking about the elements, yeah, allowance, trust, gratitude. What did I didn't say?
You said
vulnerability. And Snezha, what's the fifth one? Huh? Honoring. Oh my God, I forgot about honoring.
You are not honoring the honoring.
Honoring, yes.
Anca, before you move to honoring, can you say in Romanian the expression, please? Because you mentioned an expression and you translated it in English, and I was like, what is she talking about? So
Nemulțumitului îi se ia darul.
Okay, mulțumesc.
To the person who's not content, the gift is taken away. Something like that. Yeah. And honoring, yeah, the fifth element of intimacy. Honoring means to treat with regard. And you honor yourself and look what is fun for you. What is fun for you, for your body? You know, what do you like to do? Start honoring yourself. If you don't do it, don't expect that others will do it. So start with yourself. That's why I said all the elements of intimacy, they start with yourself. So when you are honoring yourself and you are treating yourself with regard, then people around you start to do it, you know. My mother is the kind of person that would always give you, you know, like when we go home to visit my parents, she's cooking a lot. She's a lot in the kitchen because this is her way of showing love. And then she gets tired, and then she says, "Oh, I did this for you, and you are not, I don't know, not happy enough or whatever." But she will just give, but she will not honor herself. She will give too much, you know. When you are just giving too much from you, they say you have to fill your cup first. So her cup is mostly, used to be actually, because now she knows some tools and she kind of changed stuff. So her cup used to be like mostly empty. So, but she would still give, but you know, give not from the heart, give it from because I have to. It's like an obligation. And when somebody gives you something because it's an obligation, it doesn't feel so good, and you know it. You would rather receive a gift that is from the heart than one that is from the obligation. So yeah, she would not honor herself, and then people around you would not be so honoring. So that's why I say you have to start with yourself. The moment you start to honor yourself and treat yourself with regard, then you know, the whole universe will give you more of this, because you, what you say, what you're doing, what you are showing around yourself, it's what you're also asking for from the universe. If you say that you want a peaceful relationship or a harmonious relationship, or you want, I don't know, you know, a soulmate's relationship, even though this is an interesting point of view, but okay, we can talk about this in maybe not today because our time will soon finish. But you are all the time arguing with other people. How can you? How can the universe give you something different when you are expressing the same way in conflict? That's what I mean. So you start with yourself, be honoring of yourself, and the things around you, people around you will change, and they will also be honoring with you. So these were the 5 elements of intimacy. We still have a couple of minutes left. If somebody has a question and they really want to ask it, please do it now.
Anca, this was amazing and magic, and thank you.
Thank you, Snezhana. It didn't show up the way I think it would, but it never does.
It is always beyond our expectations and projections, and it is really magic.
So what else is possible? If you know, if you are going away from this seminar, just know that you are not alone, and you can have support and contribution in people around you. In you know, just ask somebody, ask a friend, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me? I would like to change this. And these tools of access, they are really amazing. So even if you don't come to this seminar, that to the masterclass that we are doing on the 28th, you know, please know that there is hope and you can change stuff, and you're not alone, and the universe has your back, and consciousness has your back, and we are having your back. So if you're asking for more, you will get more. If you're asking for something different with your relationship, for more ease, joy, and glory, which is the mantra of Access Consciousness, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And you know, if you say 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the evening, things will change. I use it also when I have like an argument with my husband. I use the mantra a lot. and then things would change. So you can change any situation and you can change any relationship if you want to do this. And you don't have to eat crap, from nobody else. So start honoring yourself and see what is this for you. So thank you so much for being here and gifting from your time and your contribution and energy. And I hope to see you again soon. So
Thank you, Anca. Super grateful to see you and be in your presence. I really appreciate everything.
thank you so much. I receive it. Oh my God.
So good.
I have
It's
goosebumps.
so good to watch your progress. I follow you, and I'm so happy to be again in your presence. I miss you a lot. So,
I miss you.
and you're always that caring present. I want you to know I know Anca since college, and Anca was the same way then. She always take care of me and looking after me. So it's so good to see your journey.
And I have some tears. Thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't think
In
you're
psychology college.
following. Yeah, you're following your calling, and so beautiful to see it. I received everything, and I thank you so much. It was so inspiring.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Thank you for being here. She didn't do any accent. She just knew me and she said, I'm coming to see what she's doing.
Yes. I really wanted to be a part, and I couldn't think of a better person to introduce me. Really is in alignment to a lot of the things that I'm experiencing. It was actually really helpful. I'm taking those tools with me, and I will share, and I'm going to think about like a masterclass. I want to know more, and I'll look you up. Okay.
Awesome and amazing. And I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
just
much.
for everybody to know, the masterclass has no prereqs, no prerequisites. Before it used to be foundation class, but now it's open to anybody. So it can be person who did an Access Bars class or who didn't do any access. It's just about they're willing to change something with relationship. And there is also a very nice manual that you will get. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. And thank you, translators, for translating. And thank you, Snezhana and Anna Maria and everybody else. I'm happy.
Anca. It was beautiful, really. And what else is possible now?
What else is possible?
Thank you.
Thank you and bye. I will stop recording.
Thank you.